Something that's upset me for quite some time is the fact that as a progressive, as a true feminist, I truly view, or I should say evaluate, men and women equally, especially when it comes to bad behavior and fucking around and how much they deserve to find out, right? I truly do see and evaluate these situations equally, though it feels like the existence of incels and radfems muddies the water and creates this ideological bent where some people might be motivated to be a little less equal in their evaluations of certain behaviors and certain things based on who did it and what their gender is. I've noticed that there is, to some extent, a tendency to let women who do bad things, or relatively bad things, get away with it or get a slap on the wrist for it in progressive spaces, when, like, a man might get harsher, like a much harsher response. Like, that happens, but it's nowhere near as extreme as incels would suggest. And I want to counter that narrative, all right? I want to counter the narrative that the left defends women who do bad things, because believe it or not, not all incels are just motivated purely by spiteful hate for women. You know, that is not the case for all of them. All right, in some cases, they're just, how do I put this? They've been convinced by demagogues that the left does certain things they disagree with, and that if they want to live their normal life and preserve what they become used to or what they aspire to have, then they need to support the right for no other reason than to counter the left and feminism and the ways that it threatens what they care about. And so let's counter that narrative. Let's talk about a female content creator that I've not seen any progressive really call out, despite her massive size online and the amount of shameless shit she has done in the past, and how obvious it should have been that she would eventually do what she has done here. Amouranth said that she wishes LA's LGBT community had burned in the fires. Apparently she's also, like, fully MAGA. I saw someone post a picture of her in a MAGA hat, but I don't know if she just did that for a meme or some kind of photo shoot or something like that. But I've heard a lot of negative stuff about Amouranth from people in chat lately. So this definitely does not bode well for her, I must say. Definitely not. The United States is experiencing moments of tension and constant controversy. Donald Trump's takeover as president has already given rise to several viral situations. Mind you, this is a Spanish article. This article is written in Spanish and being translated with Google Translate, so the wording might sound a little off at times. That is not me misreading. That is just the way that it's translated. Sorry guys. Donald Trump's takeover as president has already given rise to several viral situations, such as Elon Musk's gesture described as a Nazi salute. However, all this also reaches the internet community. Amouranth is one of the most relevant content creators in the country and is currently in the midst of controversy over statements against the LGBT community. The streamer was reacting to comments from the, quote, spokespeople, in which they indicated that if they did not want the city to be a safe space, that they did not want the city to be a safe space for transgender people, they would make the city an unsafe space for those who hate them. I think what that meant, remember, Google Translate on a Spanish article, is that LGBT activists said that if people come in not wanting to make LA a safe space for LGBT people, then they're not going to make it a safe space for them, as in the homophobes, or the people who are, like, not interested in contributing to making it a safe space. And so here we have a tweet. Amouranth says that LGBTQIA+ activists, shown here, should have been burnt during the LA fires.
And you...
Alright, let's see what she said. Surely it wasn't as bad as, like... It can't be... She couldn't have just literally explicitly said that, right? Oh, she is reacting to Asmongold. For those that don't know, Amouranth is one of, like, the e-girl OnlyFans girls that hangs around Asmongold. in order to, like, siphon, like, moldy coomers off of his audience to subscribe to their OnlyFans. A very common practice in the world of streamers. It's sort of like a very soft, surface level. It's less like gold digging, and it's more like gold magnet fishing. Like, you're not quite gold digging, but you're definitely, like, skimming the surface a little bit, you know? You're just kicking up the sand a bit, seeing what pops up. Yeah, you're, like, gold panning. Let's call it gold panning. Sure. A lot of these, like, purely OnlyFans girl streamers that do the live streams but don't really, like, do any content, like Amouranth, they just react to, like, Asmongold all day, or they'll react to another popular streamer, and then they'll just try to farm gooners off of a big male streamer and that male streamer's massive male audience.
You could 9 times out of 10 figure out exactly why they're saying what they're saying.
Give the crazies all of California. It's already the land of fruits and nuts. Yeah, we can give them California. I'm fine with that.
Dog, I thought I was disheveled and tired today. She does not look good. Hold on, let me move my chat really fast. What? Like, I'm not saying she looks ugly. What I'm saying is she literally looks like she got out of bed and was just like, fuck it, bro. I don't give a shit today. Am I wrong? Does she not look like she just said, fuck it?
They can live in LA. That's fine.
It has been 1 month since Southern California exploded in a fierce fire tore through the Palisades and beyond. Just a few hours later, on the other side of LA County, another deadly fire breaks out, the Eaton Fire. Raced across.
So she wants gay people to live in the LA fires. Amouranth is like, I want to say she's brain dead, but she's actually a very good businesswoman. Amouranth is a, for lack of a better term, a genius when it comes to business. She knows how to run a brand. She knows how to run multiple platforms and manage a company. She knows how to manage her image relatively well. She is quite smart. She has made a lot of money. To be very clear, she has made a shitload of money, and she has earned that money, okay? But when it comes to politics, she is really dumb. Like, she is not smart. I saw her months and months ago, back during the election. She had gone onto Destiny's live stream, watching the election in real time, and man, the things she was saying were so dumb. Like, it is dumb, bro. Was she streaming on Twitch? No, I think she's on Kick. I'm pretty sure she's on Kick. The never of that sex worker like girl bye, get off your morals high horse and take OnlyFans pics for a living skull skull skull. Nah, I don't really agree with that sentiment. Not like doing sex work or OnlyFans isn't the problem. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I didn't even have a problem with Amouranth for that kind of stuff. It's just I'm pointing out the fact that she's really good at making a living off of, like, you know, finding and tapping in and networking into an audience of, like, horny young males who are going to be likely to pay her money to see her naked. It's a very smart business strategy. It works very well for her. But politically, she says some dumb shit. And she is very clearly indicated, and I am paraphrasing here, but not really changing much up from exactly what she said, that she does not care about politics, she does not care about elections, she doesn't vote, she literally just cares about whether or not she makes more money. She admits that it's selfish, she doesn't care though, she just wants to make more money. I imagine now she's probably super on the Trump train, now that she's probably going to get a bunch of tax cuts, because she's a multi-millionaire. Several times over a millionaire. So she's gonna have her taxes cut substantially. She is going to be very happy with Trump, at least for a time. Wasn't she at some point married to a conservative? She was, and supposedly he was abusive towards her, and she needed the internet's support to leave him. She claimed that he basically pimped her out and forced her to do sex work. And then after their breakup and all the publicity of it, she continued doing sex work and making a lot of money. So it's like, okay, I mean, you know, hard to say. Hard to say whether or not she was maybe twisting the truth. There is a video by the gamer from Mars about that situation, or about, like, Amouranth's whole past, that I think we're going to watch at least a little bit of after this clip.
Altadena and Pasadena. The two fires charred more than 37,000 acres.
They can all live. That's like a lovely community.
Structures and cost 29 people their lives.
Wow.
Too bad it didn't cost the right people their lives.
Wow. Holy shit. Damn. Man, it is wild how radicalized these people have gotten. It's actually fucking crazy, bro. Hold on, there's a video here. Amouranth, the star who faked everything. By the gamer from Mars. I've never seen this before. Is this going to be a nothing burger? I want to watch a bit of it. Let's see what the deal
is. Amouranth is a woman best known for her endless Twitch streams and revealing outfits.
Alright, there are two things I like about Amouranth, I'll admit.
Showing off
huge tracts of land.
For nearly a decade, this woman has dedicated her entire life to sitting in front of a screen for days straight as men gawk. While I never personally saw the appeal of watching Twitch streamers for hours on end, no one can deny that Amouranth dominates this space for female streamers. But even though she films every waking and sometimes even sleeping moment of her life, the public doesn't really know that much about her. So today I want to attempt to uncover who really is Amouranth. With me finding a lot of information people seem to never cover. Let's start simply with what you probably already know from watching any of the countless wiki regurgitation videos on the subject. Amouranth appeared on Twitch in 2016, displaying her intricate cosplaying designs. Her early streams consist of her playing some video games and dancing around in her house. It would not be until 2021, during the height of the pandemic, when Amouranth seemed to crack the code of Twitch with the hot tub meta, followed by the sexy ASMR meta. After gaining an immense viewership...
Dude, you have to admit, she's a fucking genius, bro. Like, yeah, she has to have a body like this to have the option to take these opportunities, but, like, she invented the hot tub meta. She invented the ASMR, like, Gooner meta. All of these metas that all of the e-thoughts below her, like, end up following, she starts them. I have a lot of criticism for her, but she is, like, probably the most business-minded e-girl that there is. It's a shame that she has fallen into the right-wing trap, but it makes sense. She makes a lot of fucking money. Just, like, unfathomable amounts of money. Didn't she sell, like, vagina candles or something? Or is that Gwyneth Paltrow? What did she sell that was, like, kind of foul? I know she sold something. It wasn't bathwater. That was someone else. Who was it? What was it that she sold? Was it, like, her sweat or something? Was it her vaginal yeast? Oh, the Lancer, you're disgusting for that. The bread emote. It was pussy beer, right? It was vaginal yeast. Oh, fuck. Oh. I love how the Lancer just answered with the bread emote. Oh, that's vile, but very funny with the Lancer. Thank you.
Hot tub meta, followed by the sexy ASMR meta. After gaining an immense viewership, she launched an OnlyFans that generated millions of dollars.
Sorry to everyone who is eating dinner.
While these gimmicks allowed her name to stay in the press, it didn't really generate real or substantial wealth, with the OnlyFans being the true moneymaker. With millions of dollars coming in, Amouranth decided to invest her savings by buying a gas station. Her fans and other content creators were very impressed by this business move.
This failed, right? I swear I heard about this and it failed. They like closed it down. It was like in the middle of nowhere. It was like a stupid plan. They didn't really... This was bad business acumen. I think this got shut down. Like, they closed it because it wasn't working out.
That many called genius. As mentioned before, despite being renowned as the queen
of Twitch
it work out?
And
releasing thousands of hours of content, the streamer's fans know little about her. I've watched pretty much every interview she's ever done, along with several of her tedious streams, only to realize she doesn't really give a peek behind the personal veil. Her reasoning may understandably be to keep her personal life private, which makes sense with the variety of crazy fans she has amassed. But in 2022, things changed. Amouranth went live with a phone call exposing her verbally abusive husband. She alleged that her spouse had total control of her finances, and forced her to perform sexual content for Stream and OnlyFans, and that she didn't really want to do all the explicit stuff. Creators were quick to support the victim, and many were interested to see how Amouranth's content was going to change now that she was free from her husband. Yet when I compare her videos before and after her ex, it remains pretty much the same. Amouranth has never commented on this fact and outright refuses to answer any questions about her ex-husband. Instead, when she does talk about her personal life, she consistently mentions her love for horses and dream of opening an animal sanctuary in California. Besides what I just summarized here, virtually no one has ever put together the story of Amouranth. Like, why didn't her content change when she said it was going to? Who is her husband? And strangely enough, many people wonder if her explicit videos are fake, but we'll get to that later. To attempt to answer these questions, we have to start at the very beginning of the story. But before I go any further in today's video, I just want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Factor.
Hold on, this goes deeper than I fucking thought. What? Does she do, like, faceless porn or something? Dude, we're delving into the lore right now. What the fuck, bro?
Fox. Caitlin Michelle Saragusa was born on December 2nd, 1993 in Houston, Texas. Growing up, she became close with her older half-brother who was from her mother's first marriage. When she was only 4 years old, this brother ended up moving in with his biological father, and Amouranth did not see him often after that. She was then left with her other brother who she did not get along with, and the two of them engaged in sibling rivalry.
And then I was stuck with my other brother who had like the middle child complex, if you've seen that before, where it's like they don't get the attention of the young one, but they also don't get treated with respect like the older ones, so they just kind of like act out of spite. So he was kind of rude to me until he became an adult.
When reflecting on her childhood, Amouranth describes it as boring. Both of her parents worked constantly to make ends meet. Her mother was a preschool teacher and her father worked in IT, which resulted in them having to leave the young girl alone often. Despite having a dual income, her parents had no money to travel and never took time off of work to spend with their children.
Growing up, I was kind of just raised in front of a TV like a lot of kids who had working parents.
While left to her own devices, Amouranth discovered her love for solo activities such as art and video games. Having limited ability to interact with people, the young girl grew to love animals.
My neighbor...
I would honestly, like, someone like Amouranth, I would take every single thing she says about her, like, life up until the point of doing content online with a grain of salt, because it is in the interest of a lot of these types of figures to like create a false narrative and backstory that's the most appealing to like the male gooner audience they rely on building a parasocial relationship with. That's not bad. It's just like that's generally the case. Like this woman doesn't want random weirdo gooner dudes online to know too much about her life, right?
His dogs just come up and roll over for belly rubs, and it was just like
the dude on the left is a scammer, ain't he? No, he's just he's a psychologist or therapist or whatever, I forget which one, that does live streaming content, and he'll do interviews with streamers and just kind of like talk to them. I guess technically you could call it like unofficial therapy, but it's really just like talking about shit, particularly the experiences of what it's like to be a streamer. Dr. K seems normal, IMO. There's been drama about him before, but it's always seems hyper forced, like really forced.
A genuine connection where it felt like you could actually connect to them without needing to be good at talking. And so animals became like the only thing I cared about.
Every day she would spend time with dogs instead of making friends with other kids of her own age. She believes that because her parents didn't have friends over, the young girl never learned how to properly interact with humans. Eventually, her parents gave in and got their daughter her very own dog at the age of 12 when she could properly...
Alright, I'm not interested in her backstory, okay? Jesus Christ, okay. Now we're getting to the Twitch stuff.
...to the next level, but that was all about to change when female streamers discovered a loophole in Twitch's terms of service. This all started when Amouranth began to notice that many female Twitch streamers appeared in hot tubs, wearing skimpy bikinis, and they weren't getting banned. At first, the creator wondered how these women were getting away with this, since Twitch had very strict guidelines on what streamers were not allowed to show. However, there was a loophole in the site's guidelines that allowed for women to wear this attire if the content...
Alright, chat. If you subscribe to the life starts at conception idea of or even before conception idea of life, how many like trillions of potential people died due to the Twitch hot tub meta? From the start to when Twitch banned it. I'm curious. Any estimations, chat? How many trillions of potential people?
Content made sense, such as when swimming. Amouranth started doing this as well, but she put her own spin on it. She brought the hot tub inside her house. From there, she would stream for 12 to 13 hours a day, straddling a pickle inflatable. Her numbers began to rise exponentially as she started to make more money than ever before.
I would game in the hot tub, I would work out in the hot tub, I would talk to people in the hot tub, I would have like podcasts in the hot tub.
Even though she experienced success, there were some drawbacks from sitting in water all day long, such as developing chafing and pruned skin. Amouranth was so dedicated, she even wanted to sleep in the hot tub, but her manager refused to allow this due to the drowning hazard.
Well, I honestly don't even understand how you possibly did the hot tub for 12 hours a day.
Oh, it was grueling. I hated that. It's so exhausting.
Despite this,
there's no way the hot tub was actually hot either. It's a fucking kiddie pool in a room. I'm sure the water was warm when they filled it, but after like an hour, it's just like unpleasantly cold, right? It is not. These are not hot tub streams unless it's a literal hot tub. These are lukewarm at best kiddie pool streams. Lordy.
Disliking the conditions of the water streams, she began making more money, about $100,000 a month. Surely this made up for the uncomfortable conditions, and she has used this gimmick for everything it is worth, even selling the water for $200 a jar before dropping the price to
she
$50.
did it.
This is also around the time that she began to become more well-connected with other content creators.
Okay. Why did we ever deny the male loneliness epidemic being a real thing? When shit like this was, like, flying off the shelves. Exactly, Perry Icefire, the Gooner water. Like, that Gooner water has been flying off shelves. How desperately, degenerately lonely and desperate do you have to be? And how many men like that are there? That those bottles of Gooner water were flying off the shelves. They were having to create more Gooner water to sell. Like, do you think there were scalpers buying up all the Gooner water and reselling it? Maybe. But like, dude, the male loneliness epidemic is not only real, it's like getting terminal when you think about it. Many of these men have terminal male loneliness, okay? It's getting bad.
She would host collabs with other attractive female streamers, such as Destiny's ex-wife. She then expanded...
Why? I was gonna pause it and say that just for the joke, but then he did it. He did it before I could. Quick on the draw. Wasn't fast enough.
Adult stars such as Lena the Plug, Adriana Chechik, and Sky Bree. This hot tub meta resulted in several male Twitch streamers being outraged over the site allowing this behavior.
The hot tub meta. It's all over. It's so disgusting. I'm disgusted to call myself a human being when I see other people doing this, taking advantage of things like this.
The reason for their outrage was due to the belief that these women were taking over what was supposed to be a gaming site. Many also felt that it was showing adult content to young viewers. However, many came to Amouranth's defense, stating that the critics were just jealous. Despite these clapbacks, many still protested against allowing this behavior, but had virtually no success in getting anyone banned. And if they didn't like hot tubs, they would surely hate the upcoming ASMR meta.
Oh, I don't like that.
Well, this doesn't seem like inappropriate
that
content.
Was not good.
It quickly turned sexual when
that noise
attractive
was
female
not
streamers
good.
began licking the microphones for hours a day. This was also paired with the young woman wearing revealing clothing while staring straight.
The ASMR shit really bothers me because I've got like surround sound headphones, so it sounds like it's happening to my ears. I'm not a fan.
Into the camera. Twitch eventually had enough and banned Amouranth for a fourth time. It may have been performing this type of sexual content that pushed the streamer to explore more ways to profit off of her body. It was in May of 2021 at 28 that she decided to start an OnlyFans. This is when she began making $1 million a month off of the sexual content. With her growing fame, the 20-some-year-old woman began doing interviews with YouTubers.
$12 million a year off of just OnlyFans. Well, that explains why she's pivoting towards support for Trump and pick-meing for the Asmongold community. She has everything to gain from it. When I talk about how some of the most powerful allies to Trump's cause, to the MAGA cause, are actually women, and in fact are women who either work or are part of a group that is the target of attack for right-wingers, there's still a financial, short-term, selfish, self-serving interest in securing what is best for them personally, such as lowering their taxes, working with people who've got a predominantly lonely, incel-y community that's likely to pay money for their porn. And yeah, she's making $1 million a month just on one of her income sources. That is crazy, dude. On the bright side, there is a somewhat silver lining to this story. Amouranth has recently been dethroned as the #1 female streamer on Twitch. So that's nice, at least. That's cool. That's nice. I don't know who took her spot. Maybe it was Pokimane or something. I'm not 100% sure. But I am happy to say Amouranth does not currently hold the spot as #1 female streamer on Twitch. I believe she's also big on Kick, though, as well, but not as big on there as she was on Twitch. Oh yeah, I think Iron Mouse is now the #1 biggest, yeah. Good, she's overrated as fuck? Yeah, of course she is. I mean, as good as boobs are, to a certain extent, you gotta bring some content to the table, you know? Like, you gotta bring some content to the table. It's just how it works. It's just how it works. Those are the rules. Can't come to the table without content. Anyway. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it entertaining, educational, or enjoyable in any way, then please consider leaving a like, as every single thumbs up goes a long way to boost my channel in the algorithm and every new video as well. On top of that, you can comment to do the same. Doing both really means a lot. And make sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon to turn on all notifications so that YouTube actually tells you when I go live or upload a new video. And of course, if you want to see more from me on other platforms, you can follow my social medias linked down below in the description. And finally, if you want to support me directly, financially, help me keep the lights on and a roof above my head here at the Xander Hall studio, then consider donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub on my website, xanderhall.com/live, or support me through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, StreamElements, Patreon, or you can buy some custom Xander Hall merch through the Streamlabs link down below in the description. Regardless of how you support me though, thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a good one.